There's going to be a moment in your life where you just wonder, what am I doing here? What is my purpose? Why was I created? How can I help other people? And this is usually a really hard question to figure out, especially if you don't know yourself completely. And we go through this journey, we go through this life journey to have new experiences. And unfortunately, a lot of people, they don't even look for why they were made in this life, and they don't wonder why they were, what their gifts were, why they were created, what they need to do, and how they can help other people. But you are very special because you came here to find out, how can I figure out my purpose? So I got a list of notes in my phone, my other phone right now, and it's just basically a bunch of questions that's gonna help you find your purpose. So the first thing that you have to do is you need to take control of your life. Usually when we ask what is our purpose, we feel lost in this period of time. We feel lost in this period in our life because we don't know what we're doing, right? We don't know if we're doing the right things. We don't know if we're going on the right path. We don't know how we're going to end up in the future. We're just very lost, and we're just trying to figure out if I can become important or how I can become important, right? So when we take control of our lives, this could be with anything. I know for me personally, I took control of my life when I was extremely overweight. And, I just felt like my purpose was to figure out how to lose all this weight, right? So, when you're on this journey, your purpose will change depending on your problems. If you have an issue with, your family, your purpose could be to figure out how to fix your family. Or if you have children, it could be, how to make your children live your best life. So it could be anything like that. So you need to take control of your life. You need to take control of your problems to figure out, oh, how can I help myself with this area of my life? Oh, how can I find my purpose through this? And, it's a very hard thing to do. It's a lot of inner work that you have to figure out. It's a lot of work that you don't want to do. It's going to be a lot of work that, it's going to be stressful because you're going to have to solve problems that you don't want to solve, especially if you've been trying to run away from the problem. So just keep in mind, it's a lot of work, a lot of inner work that you have to solve. And, you can't run away from it, especially if you want to find your purpose in life, right? The second one is, what did you love to do as a child? So I know when I was in middle school and high school, people always came to me for advice. And if you told me back then that I was starting an advice channel, I wouldn't believe you. But that's how I kind of figured out my purpose now, is that I remember I just loved to give advice when I was a child. A lot of people would just come to me, vent to me, and I would just give them what I meant, like in my heart. I was just giving them advice for what I like to do. I know a lot of people, they love to draw when they was younger. A lot of people, they love to use RC cars, stuff like that. They used to skateboard, everything like that. So basically it depends on your passions. It depends what makes you happy. It depends like what you like to do, I guess. And it all starts from what you like to do as a child. So once you figure that out, that's going to be a part of your purpose in your life. The third one, what could you do for hours that doesn't feel like work, man? So I know a lot of people, they think their passion is gaming. For a lot of people it is. We have a lot of pro gamers out here. Mine, I guess it would be making videos at this point. For me, it used to be music. I used to make music for hours and didn't feel like work, but mine changed over time. I guess, like I said earlier, your purpose changes. So right now, like creating this video, editing this video, even though it takes hours and hours and hours of time, it doesn't feel like work to me. It just feels like a hobby. It feels like a social thing that I have to do. So that's what you want to do when you trying to find your purpose in life. You want to make sure you find something that doesn't feel like work, so it doesn't feel like it's dragging on your life. And it has to be one of your passions. It has to be like important to you, because if it's not important, then you're not going to want to do it. You're not going to want to see success from it, and you might just give up on it if it's not important to you. So make sure whatever you find out, is part of your purpose in life, make sure it doesn't feel like you're, at a 9 to 5 job. Make sure it isn't draining your energy, stuff like that. The next one, I said this throughout the video already, but realize that your purpose will change throughout your life. And this is big, especially when you have children, or especially if you have a parent to take care of, stuff like that. When I was younger, I remember one of my purposes was to, take care of my parents. I was in a phase throughout my life where I had to focus on my parents more than myself. So I believe at that time it was just to, take care of my parents and figure out how can I find myself throughout these times. I know when a lot of people have kids, their purpose tends to change to their kids. It's like, you want to have the best for your kids. You want to make sure they're good in their life. You want to make sure they're guided the right ways. And, even when you're young, your purpose starts to change. Like I said, when I was extremely overweight, my purpose was to only work out and just be on the self-improvement journey. So it's November 25th, Thanksgiving Day. A year from now, I'm gonna have my own shit. I'm gonna lose all this weight. My own car, bad bitches, and my hair did. I'm gonna have everything I want next year. So I'm gonna come back to this video next year and see where I'm at. Purpose will change throughout your life. It's not just going to be one thing. It's going to be multiple things throughout your life. And your purpose could literally change tomorrow. It could be like become a chef, and then the next day it'll be like, oh, become a doctor. Like, it's crazy how your purpose changes throughout your life. But I believe the more you mature, the more you grow, that's when your purpose starts to change. Or after you complete your purpose, during the time that you're supposed to have it, then your purpose is going to change. So it evolves with your life, kind of, So keep that in mind when you're looking for your purposes. It's not always going to be the same thing throughout your whole life. You might have one big goal at the end of the day, but you're going to have multiple purposes that lead up to your goal. So keep that in mind. The next thing is find something meaningful that you enjoy. So you won't be able to find your purpose. You won't be able to help anybody if you don't find it meaningful. You won't be able to, help anybody advance in their life if you don't find what you're talking about, what you're doing, meaningful. Like, if you draw a picture and you just think it's trash, obviously you're not going to help somebody draw a picture. Obviously you're not going to, go out your way and teach somebody how to do something. If it's not meaningful, if it's not something that you can teach, then I guarantee you it's not a part of your purpose. It's probably something that you don't need to bother trying to pursue because you don't care about it, right? It's like eating something and then telling the person that it's good even though it's not good. Like, you wouldn't eat it again. Like, you really don't care about it. You're just doing it just to do it. So keep that in mind. Do something meaningful when you're on your search for your purpose. The next thing is, what are activities that you like doing and how can it change lives? So, like right now, I like telling advice, so I decided to make an advice channel on YouTube, and hopefully my advice helps people in their lives. So that's kind of how I want to change other people's lives. I know for a lot of younger people, it's, they like making music, right? So they like making beats, they like making songs. How can it change people's lives? It changes their emotions in their ears when they play their music. So a lot of people like to do music. A lot of people like to play video games, entertainment, changing people's lives, entertainment, right? When you could be a streamer, you could be a comedian, anything like that. You might be a social media influencer. You could be the gym personal trainer, my bad. You could be a personal trainer because you love to gym, but how are you changing people's lives through training other people how to do it? So you got to do something that you like doing, and if you can change somebody's life doing it, then pursue that. It's going to be a part of your purpose. So keep that in mind also. Next, what will you be willing to sacrifice for your purpose, man? And this is going to be a hard one because a lot of people, they already don't like sacrificing. They already don't like losing things to gain something. So, as human nature, we want everything. We're naturally selfish sometimes, but you got to be willing to sacrifice. You got to be willing to put everything on the line if you want to achieve greatness, man. You got to be willing to lose everything to gain something new. You got to be willing to put your everything into your purpose if you want to see real success from it. If you really want to change some people's lives, you really gotta sacrifice yourself, man. If I didn't sacrifice putting my face out here, if I didn't sacrifice buying a new microphone, if I didn't sacrifice using my camera, you wouldn't be watching me. You wouldn't be watching this video right now. You wouldn't be watching how to find your purpose. So you have to sacrifice something, man. If it's being an influencer, you gotta sacrifice making content. If it's being a personal trainer, you gotta sacrifice going to the gym every day. And that's not a bad thing, but just keep in mind, if you really want to be successful, you have to sacrifice some stuff, man. So keep that in mind when you're on your purpose, that whatever you do, make sure that you make the sacrifice worth it. Don't just do something just to do it. Make sure you put your all into it, and I promise that you will find success from whatever it is. The last thing is, if you only had a year left to live, how would you spend your life? And a lot of people, I know for me, it would be to teach, right? So it would just give my life experiences out to everybody, try to understand people, try to figure out how I can help this person, that person. It would just be simple things like that. I know a lot of people, they love art, so they love to draw, they love to create. So just basically figure out what you would do if you only had 1 year left. And, just basically live your life like that. Like live your journey on finding your purpose. Like you only have one life to live, and you got to figure out, how can I influence as many people as possible? Or how can I change the world with such a little time? Because, you never know when you'll leave this world. You never know when you die. So you want to live your life to the best of your ability. And, that's just a few steps to finding your purpose, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My name is Keith Bryan. And, eventually you guys will find your purpose. A lot of people say it will come to you, but I believe that you have to figure out what it is. I don't think it just comes to you. Maybe if you get lucky, it might, but it takes a lot of inner work. It takes a lot of meditation. It takes a lot of figuring out what you want to do in this world. So I believe you have to make yourself important in some kind of way to influence your purpose, because we're all here to help each other, right? We all came to this world to help each other. So if you figure out what it is that you like to do and it helps other people, that's most likely your purpose. So just stay on your grind, keep doing what you need to do, and best of luck to you.